everyone, this is Sasha bringing you a video tutorial today from BP for You. And today I'm going to answer the age-old question, can you Photoshop me? And my friend, the answer is yes. So how are we going to do that, you may ask? We are going to use the Liquify tool. And today I'm going to show you how simple and easy it is to use this tool. And so first I'm going to duplicate my background layer. I never want to work directly on the background layer because that would be a very destructive enhancement, meaning I wouldn't be able to undo it. I wouldn't be able to see the change in my before and after. It's just not a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool and I'm going to draw a selection around the area I'm going to be working on, which I'm going to work in here on Mom. The reason why I don't want to pull the entire picture into the Liquify tool is just because it's a large picture. The larger the picture, the longer it's going to take to load. Sometimes it can take a few minutes for it to load, even using just a small part of the picture, especially if you have a camera that takes very large photos. So we're going to go up here to Filter and down to Liquify. And you can see now that this new menu has been brought up into with this portion of my picture that I chose. And so I've got some tools over here and I've got some tools over here. It may seem a little overwhelming at first, but I promise it's pretty simple. So the first tool I'm going to use is I'm going to use my freeze mask. And I'm going to change my brush size smaller. Now what I'm going to do with this freeze mask and a smaller brush size is I'm going to paint over the little girl's feet. Now the reason that I'm doing this is because I don't want to make any changes to her feet. Anything that's under this red mask will not be altered or changed. It's frozen. And so I don't want her feet to be two different sizes. I don't want them to be, I don't want to make them look abnormally large, or I don't want them to look abnormally small. I just want to keep them just like they are. They are perfect, just the way they are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to freeze her legs too, just to be sure. So if you accidentally make a mistake and you freeze a part of the picture that you don't want to freeze, you can use the thaw mask. And the thaw mask just erases the freeze mask and allows you then to go ahead and still make changes to that part of the photo. So the next tool that I'm going to use in here is my Forward Warp tool. And I'm going to use a pretty big brush for this. And the reason why I'm going to use a bigger brush is because if you don't, you can see it makes some pretty crazy changes. Control Z will allow me to go back on that. So I'm going to use a rather large brush. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start pushing this in. I'm going to start slimming her hips. Now you want to be mindful of your background. My background's pretty plain, it's just the sky. If you had buildings in the background, trees, people, animals, whatever might be back there, you're going to have to be careful that you do not distort them. The idea behind this tool is to go ahead and Photoshop someone, but to not make them look Photoshopped. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to keep working on reconstructing her. Without making her look too Photoshopped. Okay, so the next tool that I'm going to go ahead and use is my Bloat Tool. And so I'm going to use this in this area here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to give her a little bit of an enhancement. I want to be careful about the lines on her shirt. Again, I don't want this picture to look Photoshopped. I want it to look pretty normal. So I'm just going to very carefully use this tool to give her a little something here that she doesn't already have without going too crazy. And so I'm just going to probably stop right about there. Now this bloat tool swells things up like a balloon. You can think of it like a helium balloon. When it gets air in it, how it just inflates and swells, that's what that bloat tool does. It makes that swelling and inflating. Now we have this pucker tool here, and it does the exact opposite. It's sort of, you can picture a video of a helium balloon in reverse, and that's kind of how that tool works. And you can see it's shrinking. Again, I want to be careful and mindful about the stripes on her shirt. And so this is kind of like pinching this in. Okay, so I think we're done in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press OK. I don't have to go ahead and thaw that mask. It's just, you can see it's already gone. I'm going to press Control D to deselect my marquee selection. Oops. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to show the before and the after. So here was the before and here was the after. And you can see it didn't take us very long to make quite a dramatic change, really. So it was extremely simple. You can use this for all different kinds of reasons. It's not just for making people look skinny or enhancing boobs. You can use it to, you know, reconstruct maybe noses, or you can use it to, I mean, for the obvious, we used it for slimming. I know that I have a little bit of scoliosis, and sometimes my back looks a little bit funny in pictures, and I can use that to straighten my spine. You can use it to poof hair and give hair a little bit of volume. You can use it for just all kinds of things. If a shirt was pulled up too far, you could use it to pull down your shirt line a little bit on clothing. You can poof out a poofy dress and make it look a little bit fuller. There's just all kinds of different things that you can do. If you can dream it, then you can probably give it a shot. So I hope that you learned something new today, and I hope that you love this fantastic tool just as much as I do. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Happy editing!